Thank you all for joining us this evening for our Autism Friendly Travel webinar. Tonight, you're going to be hearing from three speakers. You're going to be hearing from Dream Destinations, who are certified autism travel professionals. Then we'll also be doing some great learning with Aaron Porter of the Guided Autism Program and Mr. Robert Smith from Beaches Resorts. So we have lots of great information to share with you. All right, so first I'm going to start us off with Dream Destinations Travel Agency. So just a little welcome note for us. We want to thank you for joining us this evening. We want to speak to you tonight about how working with a travel agency and certified autism travel professionals can help make the travel process stress-free and meet the needs of your families. So tonight, we really want to emphasize that we believe that all families deserve to travel and experience the joy of traveling. And we're here to support you and ensure it's a positive experience for the whole family. So just to introduce you to our team tonight, my name is Laura Bondi, and I am a travel advisor. And we're also joined by our agency owner.
Hi, I'm Kirsty Roberts.
A little bit about us and our agency. We are a locally owned full service travel agency. We operate under Flight Centre Canada, and Flight Centre is Canada's leading travel agency. So that gives us access to all of the best brands and amazing prices for our clients. At our agency, we specialize in trips to amazing destinations all around the world. So we're really here to help you with any trip, big or small. And we want to help you make some memories to last a lifetime with your family. We can work with you to plan your dream vacation, whether that's somewhere tropical, exploring Europe, exploring within Canada, and make it perfect for your family's needs and your budget. Now, we're not just travel professionals, but we are certified autism travel professionals. And you may not be familiar with that role. So our agency has completed the IBCCES certification program, and that designates us to help assist families and individuals with special needs prepare for their perfect vacation. So we've undergone extensive training in the needs of individuals with autism, as well as the brands, companies, and destinations out there that have also completed the IBCCS training. So we're here to work with your family to plan around your specific needs and wants and ensure that we have the proper accommodations in place to help make the travel process smooth and enjoyable for you. We want to help you anticipate each step along the way so that there are no surprises and that we know that everything is in place before you leave home. As I said, we're a full service travel agency, so we're here to help you with any of your travel needs, big or small, whether that may be planning a vacation package somewhere tropical to a resort. We can help you with finding a great resort that has accommodations in place to meet your family's needs so that you can go away and relax and create those memories together. Or if you're looking to hit the seas, we work with some amazing cruise line partners as well that specialize in serving the autism community. And if you're looking to plan your own custom itinerary, we can be there for every detail along the way, from your flights to your hotels, rental cars, and excursions. And as I said, we work with some of the best partners out there to really make your vacation special and meet your family's needs. Now, one of the biggest questions we get asked is, why should I use a travel agent? And for the families that are joining us tonight, why should I work with a travel agent who is a certified autism professional? So there's some really key benefits to working with a travel agent, and especially one who is a certified autism travel professional. So number one being the support. Any of you, you're joining us tonight from a computer, you have access to the internet, and you may be able to book your own trip yourself. But what that's going to lack is support. When you're working with a travel professional, we're here to assist you from the time that you book to the time you return home. We're going to get to know your family's unique needs and translate that into accommodations for your family. We're going to answer those questions that come up along the way. Another key point is having industry knowledge. So we are travel experts. We have the knowledge of the destinations, the brands, the travel requirements. That's a huge thing right now as we navigate the return to travel over the past few years. What the travel world looks like has changed a little bit. So we're here to help you navigate that, and we have the knowledge to do so. And especially for our families in the autism community, we have the knowledge to work with brands that have undergone training. We know exactly which room categories are going to be the best fit for your family, especially if we're looking for something that's in a quieter place, maybe away from the elevators to reduce noise and foot traffic. We're going to help connect you with the culinary teams so that if you have any dietary needs, we can make sure all those accommodations are in place before you arrive. We're going to work with our airline partners so that each step of your travel process is pre-planned and designed to meet your family's needs. And what really ties into that is working with trusted partners. So we work with the top suppliers in the travel and tourism industry to ensure your vacation is the best it can be. And this is really going to highlight why we're here tonight. So the IBCCS organization, who is the organization who created these certified autism travel professional training, as well as the training for our industry partners at the resorts, the hotels, and some other tourist destinations. They conducted a parent travel survey. So they spoke with 1,000 parents who have a child on the spectrum, and they asked families if they currently take a vacation as a family. And the results of that were overwhelmingly negative. 87% of families said they don't travel as a family, which is, for us as travel professionals, we love travel. So to hear that 87% of families are not getting access to travel, it's heartbreaking for us. But 93% of families said they would be more inclined to travel if they knew autism certified options were available. So that's huge. And we're seeing a great shift in the travel and tourism industry where our industry partners are really taking steps to meet the needs of all of their travelers. We recognize that not all travelers' needs are the same, and we need to make sure that all those needs are represented and met. So we are working with some really great partners who have undergone extensive training and are really working to change these numbers for families and make travel accessible. So tonight we're going to be hearing from really one of the leaders in this, which is Beaches Resorts. So I'm super excited for them to share all the amazing things that they've been doing on resort. So as I said, we're really looking to make travel accessible for all of our families. One of the things that we really wanted to highlight to you tonight is the Sunflower Lanyard program. This is available at Toronto Pearson Airport, and it's something that we can set up in advance for your family so it's ready to go when you arrive at the airport. So the Sunflower Lanyard program provides a discreet way to signal to airline and airport staff that a passenger might need some additional help or extra time while they move through the airport. It's a really great way to treat all of our guests with dignity and respect and recognize their needs. So we're going to communicate directly with our airline partners to make all of those accessibility and special assistance requests for you. There's no need for you to have to seek out this information yourself when you're working with an autism certified travel professional. So we're here to really make that process stress-free and positive for all of our clients. So what that might look like for some families is access to priority boarding, getting on the plane early so that you can get settled while the crowds are still smaller, expedited travel through lines so that you're not waiting too long through the airport. As we know, there's a busy place. We want to anticipate those needs well in advance and have that set up for your family. So just wanted to share our contact detail. You can connect with us by email or by phone. And I'm going to be turning it over to Erin now.
Hi, everyone. I'm Erin Porter. I'm an autism family coach, and I have a business called the Guided Autism Program. I work with families who have children who are newly diagnosed, right up to families who just want support in their home. So any age and any situation. So one of the things we understand when you travel is that you are traveling with the same child that you live with. And that means that if you have meltdowns, or you have stress, or you have anxiety in your home, you're going to have those things when you travel as well. So we can put some things in place to help you prepare for the child that you have. Whether your child is 2 or 32, we can help you with all of this. There are quite a few things on this list that you can do to prepare for travel. They're pretty general. If I was going to support you and your family, we would look specifically at each one and how it applies to your situation and your child. One of the things that I really like there is number 2, pack familiar and favorites that they like at home to go with you. But the counter to that is that you can't take everything, so you have to prepare for that as well. So there's lots to think about when you're traveling with someone who has autism, because there are so many things that could be triggers. But we would address all of these things together and support you with what you need with your child. There's some things though on the next slide that I want to highlight for you. Just some specific tips and tricks, the things that you can do before you leave. And this is where I could come in to help you. You can create a social story or multiple stories that talk about your journey. Social stories are a great way to help with practice with those things. You need to connect with your travel agents, and those are the 2 that we're speaking with today. But they can help you if you're going to build a social story. They can help you with the details and the contents of it. So you can get pictures of the resort. You can get pictures of the buses that you'll take. You can get a picture of the room that you're going to stay in, so that we can build this together for your child. Creating a visual schedule for your travel day will give your child something to have with them, so they know what's next and all the steps that they're going to take to get there. Connecting with the people at your destination for support for the visual schedule will also help, because your travel agents and people like Robert can provide you with pictures to make a visual schedule really, really authentic. Pack a travel bag. These are things I love, and you can do with your child, but that with my own children, I would buy a gift bag from the dollar store, and that would be their carry-on, and that would be the limit of things that they can take, but also would be full of fun things. And I always put one little surprise in too. The other thing, just in terms of safety, if you have a little kiddo who may run or could potentially get lost in the airport, you want to choose what your child's going to wear and take a photo of them before you head out, so that you have a photo for safety, so you're prepared for anything. Here's an example of what we could do for a visual schedule for your travel day. So these are just stock photos that I got off the internet, but the idea with a visual schedule, which is familiar to a lot of children and families who are living with autism, because they will use these in school, but it's a sequence of events that happens. And I included in this 2 little examples there, one with a paper clip over the bus, and one with a clothes peg. So the idea is that you move those things along when you're doing the thing that you're on. So if you're sitting in your seats on the plane, the clip is at the seats, and then they know that the flying is going to come next. When that's done, they're going to land, and there's going to be palm trees. And the visual schedule can be as detailed or as simple as you want it. It all depends on the needs of your own child. And then social stories. These are one of my favorite things. Social stories are such a great tool. They're like a script. So if you think of a play or a movie, all of the actors in the play or a movie have a script, and the script provides context, and the script provides practice for how things are going to go and what the expectation is for the actors to act. So any child traveling to a new destination or even traveling for the first time could find this new experience confusing. And children don't really intuitively know how to react in any situation. They could be fearful, they could be anxious, they could be confused, but a social story tries to explain what's happening. And it's a story that puts your child at the center. It reduces confusion and it explains. It's like a dress rehearsal. So if you could build a social story, and I would be happy to help you with that. And with the help of Robert's pictures and Laura and Kirsty's pictures, we could build a story that puts your child at the center of the travel experience without them actually traveling, so that they are prepared for situations that can come up. Okay, could someone give me a thumbs up if you can see this preparing for a trip? Amazing. Okay, so whoops. So this is a social story that I just pulled off the internet. It's got stock photos. So this would be a great start for something you were going to do, but really the power of a social story comes with personalizing it. So we would want to use the actual pictures from your trip, and we would want to put pictures of you and your family and your child in the social story. This one's quite long, and this one details every step that's going to happen along the way. So depending on the developmental level of your child, you may or may not want something longer or shorter or more detailed or less detailed. And that is something that will be specific to each family. So we're going to drive to the airport. I'm not going to go through the whole thing and read it, but I will scroll through it so you can get an idea of what these look like. So every single step along the way has been accounted for in this social story. Some of the stock photos are great. So this just gives you an idea of what a social story could look like. The other thing that we can do that's really fun, and it also depends on the age and the developmental level of your child, is a song. We've got lots of songs. Now, this is totally in my wheelhouse because I taught kindergarten for 23 years. So I like to put everything to songs. But I have this song, it's really fantastic. So I just brought it up to play you a little bit of it before we go on to Robert, who's going to introduce us to all of his amazing things. Thumbs up if you can hear that.
We're going to the airport, gonna wait in lines long and short. Don't worry, it's okay. It might be bright, it might be loud, might have to walk through some crowds, but don't worry, stay with your family. La 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 la. It's okay.
So I just wanted you to get a little taste of all of the things that we could do together to prepare for travel before you go, to make this a wonderful experience. That's me. I'm Erin Porter, and I'm an autism coach. And if you would like help with travel or anything else, you can contact me. That would be fantastic. So I'm going to throw it over to Robert now, who is going to talk about beaches.
First of all, thank you, Kirsty. Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Erin, for letting me basically into the living room of these families. And I think what's evident is that we're all here with a common goal, and is to get these families that are currently not traveling, and give them an option to go somewhere. My name is Robert Smith, and I am the Business Development Manager for Sandals and Beaches Resorts. I have been representing this brand for the past 23 years, and it's something that I'm very passionate about. What is that Beaches difference? Because I want to speak only about the Beaches brand today. The Beaches difference is to make sure that families get exactly what they're looking for in a vacation. And while you're having your kids engaged and having a great time, then of course, mom and dad will be having a wonderful vacation, because the kids are the ultimate reason why they are on that particular vacation. Now, we take your vacation options very seriously. And so we have what's called a global gourmet dining experience, where you can dine around the world without leaving your resort. We have resorts with up to 21 restaurants to choose from. Today, dining is not the same as it was 10, 20 years ago. We have to have culinary concierge that's there. Your restrictions and your intolerance can be met. Culinary concierge deals with balanced lifestyle diet, gluten-free, lactose intolerant, nuts, you name it, we can account for it. The room assignments at our Beaches resorts, they are designed to hold the families up to 5. So a lot of resorts, when you're booking a family of 5, you will need 2 rooms. But at Beaches resorts, you can get room accommodations that can accommodate up to 5 in the room when you travel to Beaches. Every family will require something unique. And so this is where your travel advisors will make sure that whatever is it that you're looking for, they will book that room that will best fit your family's need. Well, the world is changing and time is changing. And so we looked at who comes to a resort and why aren't they coming? And we found out doing a recent study that 1 in 67 kids in the US, they're somewhere on the spectrum. And so we wanted to change the narrative and give families an option when they're looking to vacation. And so we took the time to get the IBCCES on board and provide training, not just for the people on the resort. They actually allow myself as a business development manager to understand the sensory disorder that a lot of families have right now. And of course, for that reason, they choose not to travel because they don't know how resorts can deal with their children's sensory disorder. Well, guess what? We can. And we have provided and extended a similar training to our travel advisors, and hence the reason why Laura and Kirsty are certified autism travel specialists, ones that's there to identify not just the resorts, but the accommodations that's available for you so that you can now start vacationing. All our kids camp nannies are trained by the International Nanny Association. And if your kids are not on the spectrum, we have a 1 in 3. So 1 nanny will serve the needs of 3 kids. Now, if your child is on the spectrum, then of course the need of that child is dealt with on an as needed basis. I reached out to my colleagues and my friends at Beaches Otarias so that they can actually provide more clarity and more information that you will find important, is that we have a program with Sesame Street. And so we also have Julia, who is the first character on Sesame Street with autism. And Julia is also at a resort. So this is our kids camp manager at Beaches Otarias giving you a message in regards to when you decide to visit us, how we will treat and respect every family coming down to a resort.
We cater to guests, special needs, dietary needs, guests on the spectrum. We are trained to handle all our special needs guests. Although we are an advanced certified autism care center, we do cater to our valued guests with other special needs. From the youngest to we've had as old as 30 years old. So we are equipped, we are trained, and we are ready to take care of all our guests who may come with special needs. We also have a program, the Beaches Buddy program, where your child or children is paired with a trained nanny, and that's a one-on-one service And that trained nanny will do whatever it is that the child's routine is or that individual's routine is. Whatever it is, we will tailor the program just to ensure that all our guests' needs are met.
Again, this is where the families will work closely with the travel advisors who will have access to all the management team at the resorts so that your child's information is provided ahead of them traveling. And I want to also give you a little bit of hello from our Sesame Street partner, Julia.
So as Keishin would have mentioned Julia from Sesame Street. I want to say hi to Julia. Hi, Julia. Say hi to my friends. Hi, Julia. So of course, Julia, as we mentioned, she doesn't participate in our parade. She doesn't like noise or flashy lights. And with Julia, as she's touching our sign here, you can see some of the things that we highlight here at Beaches Ocharias when it comes on to autism. All right. Now we're gonna say bye, Julia, as Julia has to go back to Sesame Place. We'll see you some other time.
And even though we have all the other Sesame Street characters that are there for the children, this is a little bit of fun that's taking place at Beaches Ocharias with our Sesame Street characters. Just enjoy this. You know, you kind of get the gist as to the length and the breadth and the depth that we will go to make sure that once you're coming down, you know, maybe Jamaica or Turks and Caicos, and when we open our resorts in St. Vincent, all the family's needs when it comes to children or families on the spectrum, we are equipped and we are ready. Reach out to Kirsty Roberts or Laura Bondi. Reach out to Erin at Gap if she can help you with, you know, to join her program. But we truly look forward to give you options so you can come down to our resorts and enjoy. You've got options. I am here. Erin is here. Laura is here. Kirsty is here. If you have any questions whatsoever, we are here to assist you. Thank you all for joining us. And I'm going to turn it back over to Erin.
Amazing. Well, thank you everyone for joining us. If anyone would like contact information, we're happy to put it into the chat. If you have contact information for any of us, we can certainly put you in touch with any of the others.
You know, if this is just an indication that families with kids with autism, you actually have a huge support out there. Here you are today with 4 individuals that have invested their time in making sure that you are aware of the various programs that are out there for you. And I implore you, use the resources that are given to you. Kirsty and Erin, Kirsty and Laura as your travel advisors, Erin as the person who can be a coach to you. And not very often do you find someone saying, if you would like a coach, feel free to reach out to me. Kirsty and Laura have direct access to me. And so while I don't need to be in direct contact with you as the potential traveler, any questions or concern that you have, that you pose to Laura or Kirsty, and we'll make sure that your questions are answered. Thanks to the 3 of you for allowing me, once again, in your living room and in the living room of the families joining us today. So thank you.
And as you said, social stories is like the bomb.
I love them.
Social stories for everything. I put my son is nonverbal, just to give you a little glimpse. He's nonverbal. He's now 10 years old. He started school when he was 3 years old and went on a school bus. So to help, I guess, myself, but to help him, we did social stories, and he's now 10. And I do social stories for everything.
Amazing.
That's awesome.
Do you use the visual schedules too? Have you ever done those?
Yeah, the visual schedules.
Those are amazing. And the kids love those because they're in control of them and they know what comes next and they can
When I was toilet training Sebastian, I did a visual schedule with him and a social stories with him. And I couldn't believe how many actual steps when you think about how to teach somebody how to go to the bathroom. I couldn't believe there's like 12 different steps. And I'm like, just to go to the bathroom, you go in, you pull your pants down, you go, you walk away. But when you're teaching somebody, it's like, oh no, there's actually like a lot of steps.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
And same
there
thing
is.
with travel. There's going to be so many steps along the way. So we want to make that as familiar and as predictable for families as we can so that we can anticipate each step along the way and make
And
it.
I needed you guys back in 2013 when we traveled to Ireland with Sebastian and he was 2 years old and going on a 7-hour flight, not being able to take water because he was a formula fed baby at that time. And we kept trying to tell them that we're an autistic family, we're a special needs family, he needs this. They didn't care. They did not care at all. So it was a very stressful flight. And I thought, wow, I needed you guys back in like 2013.
And that's huge because we really are starting to see that shift, that change in awareness and knowledge. And our industry partners, they're really, catching up. And as Robert said, the number of families with autism are growing. They represent a huge market in the travel industry, and we need to make sure that we're here to meet their needs.
Bye.
Take care.